Ever wonder what the world will really look like 20 years from now? Forget flying cars and cyborgs for a moment. The future isn't about flashy sci-fi gadgets. It's going to be a much deeper, more philosophical change. Imagine a world where boring jobs are a thing of the past, where humanity, after a massive economic shake-up, finally gets to rediscover what it truly means to be human. By the year 2046, something called GPT-A, or GPT Advantage, will be running our offices and data centers. Tasks like data entry, reconciliation, and report generation will be relics of a bygone era. A staggering 90% of what we now call knowledge work will have vanished. But here's the twist. This won't be a disaster. It will be a gift. In 2 decades, machines won't dominate us, they will liberate us. To understand this future, we need to take a step back in time to the year 2026. This was the year GPT-A arrived, not with a big bang, but with a cold, simple email. It was the year people like Marcus Vance, a seasoned financial analyst on Wall Street, and Elsa Richter, a multilingual data compliance expert in Frankfurt, watched their entire careers, nearly 2 decades of hard-earned experience, get replicated by an algorithm in just 4 minutes. This wasn't a slow-moving storm. It was an earthquake. It wasn't just about unemployment. It was mass professional extinction. Millions of knowledge workers, people who had built their lives on their ability to process information with precision and care, suddenly found their core skills had become a cheap commodity. A machine could do it faster, more perfectly, and without ever needing a coffee break. This wasn't a normal economic downturn. There was no one to blame, no market that would simply correct itself. It was a fundamental shift in what work even meant. Governments, first confused and then panicked, were faced with a question nobody had ever had to answer before. How do you sustain a society when most of your workforce has become algorithmically redundant? Initially, different parts of the world reacted differently. The United States, with its deep-rooted individualism and free market ideals, tried to retrain everyone. But as unemployment numbers soared and social unrest grew in major cities, it became painfully clear that the market wasn't going to fix this on its own. Europe, on the other hand, with its history of social safety nets, started looking for collective solutions. The ideas of a universal basic income, or UBI, and a robot tax were no longer just academic theories. They became urgent policy debates. And Elsa Richter, the very same data specialist who lost her job to GPT-A, became a leading voice in a new movement called the human stack. Their message was simple. AI must serve humanity, not just make a handful of people incredibly wealthy. By 2030, several major European governments were running large-scale UBI trials. How did they pay for it? In part, through new taxes on the enormous profits AI corporations were making by replacing human labor. By 2035, UBI wasn't a radical experiment anymore. It was a core part of the social fabric in many developed nations. It wasn't seen as a handout, but as a fundamental right, a right that ensured social stability and gave people the freedom to redefine their purpose. Over the next 20 years, the world saw a complete reversal in what we considered a valuable skill. The things that once guaranteed a great career, diligence, rapid calculation, following procedures to the letter, were now worthless. AI did it perfectly. Instead, the skills we used to call soft or secondary became the new gold. Take human intuition. Marcus Vance, the former Wall Street analyst, found a new calling as an AI sanity checker. His job wasn't to look for errors in the AI's calculations. There were none. His job was to spot what the AI was missing. He realized that even a perfect machine couldn't sense political instability brewing, read the subtle body language in a negotiation, or predict the chaotic risks that come from human irrationality. His gut feeling, his healthy skepticism, his ability to ask what if, that became his invaluable new skill. Then there's empathy. Professions that required a real, emotional human connection didn't just survive, they exploded. Nurses, therapists, teachers, counselors, personal trainers, these roles became more important than ever. A machine could diagnose an illness from a scan, but it couldn't comfort a frightened patient. AI could deliver a lecture, but it couldn't inspire a student to dream. The ability to connect, to build trust, to truly care, that became the ultimate currency of the 21st century. And what about creativity, especially the messy, illogical kind? Elsa Richter, the compliance expert, became a leading prompt architect. She no longer reviewed existing rules. She designed intricate, layered prompts to make GPT-A tackle creative, philosophical, and ethical dilemmas. Her job was to inject a dose of human imperfection into the AI to spark truly original breakthroughs. Fields like art, music, literature, and design, where breaking rules is celebrated, became highly respected careers. Humans weren't competing with AI to create content. They were using AI as a paintbrush to express their own unique vision. So, fast forward to 2046. What does this liberated world look like? The social structure is completely different. Those towering office buildings in New York and Frankfurt aren't filled with thousands of white-collar workers anymore. They've become innovation hubs where small, specialized teams, AI strategists, sanity checkers, and prompt architects, supervise and guide the algorithms. Our neighborhoods have changed too. There's more green space, more community centers, places where people can gather, pursue hobbies, and forge deeper connections with one another. Education has been revolutionized. Schools and universities no longer focus on rote memorization or calculation. Instead, they teach critical thinking, creative problem-solving, and how to collaborate effectively with AI. AI ethics, philosophy, and psychology are now core subjects. The goal isn't to churn out employees for a corporate machine. It's to cultivate well-rounded humans who can thrive in this new world. The economy itself is driven by creativity, human-centric services, and the experience economy. Manufacturing and basic services are almost entirely automated. Wealth isn't just measured in dollars and cents anymore. It's measured in free time, in quality of life, in personal fulfillment. Yes, big corporations still make huge profits, but a significant portion is redistributed through UBI and investments in social infrastructure, creating a society that's more stable and more equitable for everyone. Ultimately, the world of 2046 proves that AI wasn't the end of humanity. It was a brutal test that forced us to look in the mirror and ask what we're really for. The threat of mass unemployment from GPT-A didn't destroy us. It freed us from the drudgery of boring, repetitive work. 2 decades from now, we will live in an age where emotion and critical thinking are our most valuable assets. It will be an age where we can finally just be human, instead of trying to be imperfect robots. It's a future where you're not defined by what you do for a living, but by who you are. A future where we can dedicate 100% of our spirit to the things only humans can do, to love, to create, and to fight for a better, more just world. The only question left is, are you ready to stop being boring? Thank you so much for watching. If this vision of the future got you thinking, please hit that like button and subscribe for more ideas about the world of tomorrow. See you in the next one.